Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay guys, so today is going to be kind of different from any other video that I'm lying. It's going to be different from what I've been doing lately. So I'm obviously offering just a more intimate video and more insight on myself and, my life. Okay, so today I am speaking about my PCOS and the journey that I've gone through so far, and this is just obviously just the beginning of my journey. I'm just going to be telling you guys all about it and hopefully spread awareness to other women who they've been experiencing complications or just certain issues that they don't really have a solution for. So I'm just spreading awareness that this is something that, is super important, and, just being more self-aware is super important. Putting your well-being and your health first is super important. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna get right into this video. And yeah, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my handy dandy iPad. I did write a few notes so that my thoughts won't be jumbled everywhere or anything, but we're gonna get right into it. PCOS stands for Polycystic Ovary Syndrome. This is a condition in which your hormonal levels are off, and so that causes little cysts to form on your ovaries. There are enlarged ovaries that have small cysts on them. So the symptoms of PCOS includes weight gain, being overweight, being obese, pigmentation, dark neck, facial hair, acne, infertility, and also absent or abnormal menstruation. I did read that they have different types of PCOS. However, I did also research, and it did say that this is mostly caused by insulin resistance. So that's basically when your body cells does not respond to insulin normally, if that makes sense. So insulin controls your blood sugar, your glucose levels, and so your body has to be able to function with that. Next, we're gonna get into my journey specifically. Since I was 11 years old, I had my first cycle, and yeah, I'm not sure if at first it used to come every month or whatever, and then it stopped, or if it didn't come every month and then it started to come every month and then stop. I don't know. I can't really remember, but I do remember there was multiple times within my childhood where I'm like, bro, I don't get it. Like, I don't get my cycle every month, and literally since I was that age up to now 21, 10 years, I've consistently went to my doctors and I'm like, hey, do you know why this is happening, blah blah blah. And my mom always used to speak to them, and it's really sad, but the only thing they would say is like, give it time, your body's developing, this is normal, this is regular for young girls, blah blah blah, which I mean it possibly is. So at that age is fine. However, they also did say, hey, but if you want to regulate it, then we can give you birth control. Now, I did write down some facts because of what I've experienced in life. So 1 in 10 women has PCOS, and PCOS is one of the main conditions that causes infertility within women, and it is also one of the most misdiagnosed. This just pushes how much it really is important to educate yourself, because when you rely on someone else for your health, then you never gonna get treated. Like, it's never gonna happen for you, you know? So that's why I'm here. I'm here to enlighten you guys on different things that goes on within our bodies, different things that happen, and different things that you should research just in case, you know, you're suspecting anything, you're speculating anything. Don't get too paranoid or anything, but also suggest to your doctor, like, hey, I also want to get tested and see like what's going on here, and I suspect it to be this. I hope it's not, but you know, something's not right. You know, you're the person that has to put your health first, number one, because the doctors, they don't care. They're gonna say what they have to say. They're gonna say birth control, anything that has to do with a woman and, you know, her reproductive system, birth control this, birth control that, birth control, like, that's why it's super important for you to do your own research as well. That's why it's super important for you to put your health first and to push them to say, hey, listen, I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care what you're saying right now. Get me checked out, please, and thank you. So some symptoms that I personally deal with includes weight gain. It includes hyperpigmentation on my neck, which it isn't like crazy bad because I'm also dark skinned, but I also do have that. Specifically, my weight gain goes a lot to my abdominal, and while I was doing research, it said that that is one of, like, you know, the mainly targeted areas of weight gain when you have PCOS. So I thought that that was super interesting because my weight, like, I don't want to say it fluctuates, but you know, we all gain weight and lose weight and stuff like that. And no matter how small I get, I do realize that I have a more protruding stomach, and it's like so annoying. But I've always thought, like, sis, you just gotta work harder. Like, you gotta get the stomach down, you know what I mean? But in real life, now that I'm knowing this, then it's like, bro, I was super self-conscious about something that I literally cannot control, about something that I was completely unaware about, like, unaware, you know? There's been many times I take pictures or I go out with family and they're like, oh my gosh, Kim, you look pregnant. Like, mamas, I don't know what to tell you. And it always used to make me, it made me feel like crap, you know what I mean? As a young girl, when, you know, people say those type of things about your body, it's like that you cannot, like, you try to control but you can't. It's like, dang, what can I do? But turns out I had a condition that I was completely unaware about. If I don't know about the condition, how am I gonna even search up or get educated on how to manage, you know, these symptoms? Also, with my hyperpigmentation on my neck, it's been plenty of times I'm like, bro, like, what? Like, my neck is giving dirty. It's looking dirty. Like, times I'm in the shower, I'm scrubbing, neck is burning, I got rug burn on my neck and all types of stuff. And I'm like, bro, what is the issue? But just knowing that that is like these physical traits that I've battled with all my life, bro. All my life I had to fight. Is really from something that nobody even cared to tell me. Next, we're gonna speak about when and how I was diagnosed. In 2019, I seeked into getting birth control because I didn't have regular periods. So I wanted to be able to regulate it so I know if, you know, we have any slip ups or anything, because we don't need none of that. We ain't need none of that. So I went and I seeked into getting on birth control. I was on birth control for a few months. And then in 2020, when the pandemic started and I had to leave campus, I ended up not being able to get my re-up on the birth control. So I eventually just got off once my pills were done, you know? So yeah, and then at the end of 2020, I went back to get on birth control because, you know, everything was opening up. You could finally make doctor's appointments. You could finally, you know, go in to see somebody. Hey. So I went in and I asked for them to put me back on the same birth control. when I went to pick it up from the pharmacy, I guess the pharmacy didn't have that specific brand. So they gave me like some generic brand that I've never heard of that's like, what the heck. So I got on that, and not even long of being on it, like early 2021, I stopped taking it because not even that long of being on it, I realized that I was gaining so much weight. And so I said, you know what, let me get on this scale real quick. So within that time period, I gained 15 pounds. Mind you, last year, I'm gonna pop a picture up or a video or something that I could find that's like reasonable. And I'm gonna show you guys how I looked last summer in 2020. And you know, I worked out. I did like faithfully was working out at home. Like I was getting it in last summer, and I was so proud and happy in myself because I'm like, bro, I'm finally losing a little weight or whatever. You know, I think I was 135, and within the time period, I had gained these 15 pounds, which is not like me because I don't usually, like, I gain weight, but I don't usually just shoot off like that. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So I went to the doctor and I said, hey, I gained 15 pounds. I don't know if it's the birth control or what, but I want no parts of it. I don't want any parts of it. Don't want no more birth control. And I also want to get an ultrasound to figure out why I've never had regular periods. So she sits there and she says, well, you know, are you trying to get pregnant? Or so I said no. And she said, well, I suggest that you continue to take the birth control because, you know, you are young, you're in college, you're not trying to get pregnant. It's just the best way to stay safe right now. And I said, oh, no thanks. Like, okay, no thank you. And then she says, okay, well, do you still want the ultrasound? And I said yes, because, you know, I've searched up, you know, my symptoms and things, and I've seen that fibroids, they're very common in African American women. And so I just really want to get checked out, and however I can get that seen, I want it. So just give me an ultrasound or something, like sign me up. So she's like, yeah, I doubt it though, because you're young and you know, you wouldn't be able to see things like that. And like, she was dragging it, bro. And I said, oh, sign me up. Like I was not going for it. And this was the very first time in my whole entire life that I just didn't sit there and like anything that the doctor is saying. So she's basically saying like, I'm young, and you know, she really doubts it because it's common, I guess, in older women. So I said, well, mamas, I still want the ultrasound, you know? So she's like, okay, cool, I'll still put it in for you. A few weeks later, I get an ultrasound. Then a few weeks, maybe a week or a few days after I got the ultrasound, they call me back and they're like, have you ever been pregnant? And I'm like, no. She's like, she asked like a few questions, and when I tell you my heart was racing, bro, because I'm like, please don't let this lady tell me I'm pregnant. Please don't tell me. And then she's like, wow, you know, these results, they show you have little cysts on your ovaries, and they're basically like underdeveloped. I forgot exactly what, but they're underdeveloped something on your ovaries, and so they become cysts. And she said, you know, so we're suspecting that, you know, it's this condition. However, we won't specifically know how to tell until we get blood work from you. So I said, okay, cool. So I went to Quest to get blood work, and every time I go to Quest, they tell me like something is wrong with the, I guess, like request or something that the doctor's office put in. So I said, you know what, whatever. So I literally stayed with, like, I'm not gonna say, well, months, yes, months. I stayed months knowing this, and I was just playing. So Then I finally made an appointment because I'm like, bro, I need to get up with myself, because this thing is not just something that you just have, you know. It literally affects you, your hormonal levels, which is super important within your body. It affects your emotional state. Sometimes I also read like my PMS, when I had gotten my period like frequently and you know, at all. When I was younger, literally my periods used to be 6 months apart, or it'll be like 3 months apart and super long, like 14 days. Like, it used to be crazy, bro. And whenever I get my period, my PMS was terrible. So I changed my doctor and I went to another office, and as soon as I went in there and told him like what was going on, he said, okay, so we're gonna get you in for the blood work. And I said, all right, cool. And in my head, I'm like, bro, please put in a request, right? Because I'm tired of driving to Quest Diagnostics. But he's like, yeah, right next door, you know, go draw your blood. And I'm like, okay. You know, so I went, took my blood, And a few weeks later, he calls me back and he's like, yes, so after looking at your hormones within your blood and we were, you know, correct, you do have PCOS. I'm like, okay, like, and it just felt like a weight lifted off my shoulder. Of course, being diagnosed with this is like, dang, what do I do next? But it just felt good to finally get an answer to this question that I've had for 10 years. For 10 years, bro. And it all was because I pushed that ultrasound, because I did my research, because I put my health first when I had went into that doctor's office. So the next steps include me, you know, searching for an endocrinologist that takes my insurance so they can get me all set up and, you know, tell me all about this condition, I guess, and, you know, about what to do with my hormones next. Maybe they're gonna prescribe me with something. But I'm just happy I'm in the place where I'm at, and this is just the start of my journey. I just wanted to share with you guys and to also bring awareness to what PCOS is and just how important it is to put yourself first and to make sure you have your best interest at heart if anyone else isn't. I'm going to be just showing you guys the journey, what I have to do next, try to adjust and to change my lifestyle according to this. You know, with this, I know they said like you shouldn't eat processed foods, or you shouldn't eat, you know, it's a whole bunch of things. So I literally have to readjust my whole lifestyle, bro. My whole lifestyle, and I'm gonna take you guys on that journey with me, from grocery shopping to you know, working out, exercising, to you know, what I may eat in a day, because there's so many other people out there, 1 in 10 women out there who has it and is misdiagnosed or undiagnosed or mistreated because simply because doctors be lazy. They want to send you on your way. Anything regarding our reproductive system, go ahead and take birth control. That's no way to do, people who doesn't have the practice, who doesn't have the education on these type of things as you do, you know. But life is life, and so we're just gonna take it from here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are or suspect to be diagnosed with PCOS, drop some comments down below on, you know, how you navigate, what are some tips you have with dealing with it, with I know they said there is no cure, but there is a way to like treat these symptoms in order to just have, you know, your body more aligned. I know that for a fact. And also let me know any other videos you guys want to see regarding not only this, but anything else you guys want to talk about. I can probably do like health videos. Like, guys, I'm a biology major, so these type of videos like I live for. Just thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.